people listen to their phone more than they listen to their thoughts, to their brain. Could you elaborate on that and like how people don't listen to their thoughts anymore?
I think it's I just think it's a sense of like, not so much that they don't listen to their thoughts, but what thoughts they're listening to and what they choose to listen to. Same thing, it's just the identity and the self-talk. It's huge because you might think I'm the worst, I'm undeserving, this is terrible. But it's like God is always the whispers and the ego is always loud and arrogant, right?
Yeah.
So the loud things of like, oh, dude, like, this guy in your head, you might be thinking this guy hates this because we're doing a podcast in the rain now, and he's gonna be like, I want to get out of here and finish this up soon. But the whisper's like, no, like, use this, like, this is good, moment. You know, use this moment and leverage the opportunity because you never know. But I think they listen to outside sources more than they do what they believe, you know, and it's because that identity hasn't been so, I guess, just moved in, like, they haven't worked on the identity enough to believe that, you know, your podcast, you might think it's the best thing in the world. One person that, you know, it might be your family or somebody close to you might tell you something bad about it. Like, come on, dude, you know how many podcasts are out there right now? Yeah. And now you choose to believe them or what the world says, you know, versus what you choose to believe, what your God's putting you here for. And it's really just same thing, putting your faith, as you're putting your faith in the other people or putting it into what you think God has put you here to do, you know? So it's really just that.
It's interesting, like the idea, like how we were talking about, like, we were talking about how your habits become your identity once it's conditioned enough in your subconscious, but it's like everyone, most people use their phone every single day. It's like the habit that we all have. And based on what content you consume, those will become your thoughts, your conditioned thoughts. So if you let it, your phone, I wouldn't even say if you let it, to some degree, what you consume will become your identity. So it's so important that you consume.
Well, here's the thing, the eyes are it's the vehicle into the soul. Yeah. So if you're constantly consuming things that are not going to be good for you, or things that waste time or don't put yourself near God's purpose and what you believe you should be doing, and you're busy watching people more than living your own life, you get stuck in what other people are doing. And you get so caught up in that where you just have this anxiousness about doing anything, really. And the phone, same thing. You look at your phone an average of 144 times a day, you look at your home screen. So for anyone watching, what I did too is I'll be very intentional with something I'm trying to work on with my identity or my beliefs or a habit I'm trying to build. I'll put it on my wallpaper so that every time I see that, it reminds me of what I'm supposed to know or what I'm supposed to think about. Or even my tattoos are a lot about that a lot of times. You know, like, or just what I believe. And like, even this one on my wrist I see the most, it's the dove with the olive branch in its mouth, right? And for me, it's a very biblical verse. It symbolizes a lot about peace and forgiveness and lovingness. And, you know, that's really what ties me back in, just a reminder. It's just triggers that start to put you on the right path, starts to make you focus on the right things. Because I'll finish with this too, is the reticular activating system. This goes into the brain, is something that filters out what your subconscious believes to be important to it, right? So if you go out and you get let's say you get a red Mercedes tomorrow. Next thing you know, you'll notice every single red Mercedes on the road. That new car, whatever you just got, you start to see it everywhere. Why? Because now it's become of importance to you. So your reticular activating system will filter in what's important to you, because that filters all data points when your sight, smell, touch, and what you feel. Like, all data points are all coming in at the same time. If we didn't have our RAS, or the reticular activating system, we would go crazy, ballistic, because there's just way too much data coming in. So it filters out what's important to us. So the more you start to trigger and remind yourself what's important, the more you'll start to see through that lens, right? If you start to trigger yourself to see opportunity and abundance, you start to see that more in the world. You go around the world with that lens versus the lens of scarcity, the lens of undeservingness, unworthiness. So yeah, that's a big one.
Wow, that's good. Can you also explain the butterfly effect?
Yeah. Like I think you're referring to the video.
The clip.
Yeah. Well, this was from a book, The 1 Minute Millionaire. Mark Victor Hansen wrote it, and he says if you focus on the first 15% of the process, hyper focus on just the first 15%, then 85% you'll have 85% chance of getting your desired outcome, right? On just simply focusing on that first 15%. And it's actually there's another rule name for it, but that's how he explains it. As you just focus on that first 15%, right? And really, for me, that's the intention. Like in my life is what is my intention for this day, for the next day, for my life, for what I'm trying to pursue. If I can just hyper focus on that first part, there's an 85% chance I'm going to get what I want, right? Same thing as serving others. Serve others, help them get what they want, and eventually you will get what you want, right? If I just focus on that first 15% of my intention to what I'm trying to do, there's 85% chance I'm going to eventually get there, or somehow, like, I'm at this point, it'd be naive of me to think that my plan and everything I think is going to go exactly how I want it to. 100% of my plan is going to do exactly what I want it to. Like, it's changed enough for me to say now, I'm okay if it changes. I know where I want to go to and who I want to be and what I want to represent, and however I get there is fine. It's fine with me. I'm willing to be flexible with what God's plan is for me versus my plan.
Wow, that's good. Well, I feel like I have to ask you, since this is like your whole brand, but brief explanation. You have it tattooed, create your own luck.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean other than just create your own luck?
I mean, it means you have to make opportunity. Because even when you think about the law of attraction, the last 6 letters of attraction is action. So if you sit on your couch and you meditate about a Ferrari every day, you're not just going to open your eyes and magically see a Ferrari, or you're going to magically open your eyes and you're going to lose all that weight or become the person you want to be. You actually have to take action, and you have to create your own luck. I used to send 30 DMs a day to every single person I wanted to work from or learn from, and eventually that opened the door of opportunity, right? And it's the same thing. Seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open. It's all the same things, but you can't give up after 3 knocks. I prayed for 2 weeks on this. Like, no, go have faith, go create your own luck. If you really think that you're going to, be the best business person or whatever, you're going to tell everyone about that business. You're going to, if you think that having faith, same thing, I always use fishing too. If you put in 50 rods in the water versus 1 rod in the water, what are the chances that you're going to catch a fish? Right? Why not put 50? Why not create your own luck? People are looking at you like you're lucky. All of a sudden, all these things are falling in your lap. No, I created that luck. I went out and with faith, went and created opportunity, And so and it's always the same thing when they see luck is when preparation meets opportunity. A lot of times in that creating your own luck, having to do the numbers, having to do the extra work and everything else, you do find that preparation that leads to the opportunity. I truly believe same thing with Jeff and everything else. I was being prepared for this opportunity to take on this role with him, to quarterback his brand, to be able to travel with him, to be able to help him with speaker one day, website stuff the other day, managing everything on the brand side, back end, just to have the confidence to even do it as well, or the identity to be able to be in that position and own that role. Everything has prepared me for this role, even I am now, and who knows, this is preparing me for wherever life takes me.
That's good. I write down all my favorite quotes in notes app on my phone, and I wrote one of your quotes down, which I love so much. It says, work like it's up to you, pray like it's up to God. So good. I just wanted to include that for the audience.
Well, it's funny because this tattoo says make your own luck, and this tattoo is a Holy Trinity knot. So it's work like it's up to you, pray like it's up to God.
Oh wow, that's good, bro. That's amazing.